Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a topic that so many of you have asked about. It's that tricky situation where you've developed feelings for a girl you already know. She's your friend, you hang out, you talk, but you want something more. You're stuck in the friend zone, or at least you think you are, and you're terrified of making things awkward or ruining the friendship altogether. Sound familiar? Well, you're in the right place. In this video, I'm going to break down a step-by-step guide on how to navigate this shift, the dynamic from just friends to something more, and do it in a way that's confident, respectful, and gives you the best possible chance of success. So, grab a seat, because we're about to change the game. First things first, let's talk about mindset. This is the foundation for everything that follows. If your mindset is one of fear, scarcity, and desperation, she's going to sense it from a mile away. You can't go into this thinking, she's my only chance at happiness, or if she says no, my life is over. That's way too much pressure to put on her and on the situation. Your new mindset needs to be one of abundance, confidence, and authenticity. You are a great guy with a lot to offer. You value her as a person and as a friend, but you're also not afraid to go after what you want in life. You're willing to risk the friendship for the possibility of something amazing, but you also know that your happiness doesn't depend solely on her. This confident, non-needy energy is incredibly attractive. It shows you have self-respect. So, before you do anything else, work on this. Remind yourself of your own value. Now, let's get into the practical steps. The first major shift you need to make is to stop acting like just a friend. What does that mean? Friends are often available 24/7. They're the sounding board for her problems with other guys. They do favors without expecting anything in return. You need to subtly pull back from this role. I'm not saying you should be a jerk or ignore her, but you need to create a little space and a little mystery. Don't be the one who always texts first. If you're busy, you're busy. You can't drop everything you're doing just because she calls. This isn't about playing games. It's about demonstrating that you have your own life, your own goals, and your own priorities. This slight shift in your availability makes her see you in a new light. You're not just her reliable buddy anymore. You're a man with his own purpose, and that's intriguing. The next step is crucial. You have to start introducing flirtatious behavior. You can't jump from being her platonic pal to confessing your undying love. It's too abrupt and often backfires. You need to build romantic tension gradually. Start with your body language. When you talk to her, make strong eye contact. Don't be afraid to hold her gaze for a second longer than you normally would. When you're sitting together, angle your body towards hers. Find natural opportunities for light, playful, physical contact. A gentle touch on the arm when you're laughing at a joke, a high five that turns into a brief handhold, or guiding her through a crowd with your hand on her lower back. These small gestures, when done in a confident and non-creepy way, send a clear signal that you see her as more than just a friend. It introduces a physical chemistry that wasn't there before. Complementing the body language is verbal flirting. You need to change the way you talk to her. Stop talking about other girls you're interested in, and definitely stop being her therapist for her dating life. Instead, start giving her genuine, specific compliments that aren't just about her appearance. Yes, you can tell her she looks amazing, but it's more powerful to say something like, "I really admire how passionate you get when you talk about your art," or "You have this amazing way of making everyone around you feel comfortable." These compliments show you're paying attention to who she is as a person. Also, use playful teasing. Gently poke fun at her in a lighthearted way. This creates a fun back-and-forth dynamic that is very different from a typical friendly conversation. It builds an us-against-the-world kind of vibe, even if it's just for a moment. All right, so you've shifted your mindset, created some space, and started flirting both physically and verbally. Now it's time to change the context of your interactions. You need to get her one-on-one in a setting that feels like a date, without necessarily calling it a date just yet. Group hangouts are the enemy of romance. You can't build attraction when her three best friends are sitting right there. So, instead of saying, "Hey, a bunch of us are going to the movies, wanna come?" you should say, "Hey, I heard about this cool new coffee shop downtown. We should check it out sometime this week. Are you free Thursday evening?" See the difference? It's specific. It's just the two of you, and it's in the evening, which naturally has a more date-like feel than a Tuesday afternoon. The goal here is to get her used to the idea of spending time with you in a more intimate one-on-one setting. During these one-on-one hangouts, your mission is to continue building that romantic tension we talked about. This is your chance to really connect with her on a deeper level. Ask her interesting questions that go beyond small talk. Ask about her dreams, her fears, her passions, and more importantly, listen to her answers. Be genuinely curious about her. At the same time, don't be afraid to be a little vulnerable yourself. Share some of your own goals and ambitions. This creates an emotional connection. And remember to keep the vibe fun and light. Don't make it a job interview. Laugh a lot, tell stories, and keep that playful, flirty energy going. The goal is for her to leave that hangout thinking, wow, that felt different. That felt like a date, and I really enjoyed it. You want to plant that seed in her mind. After a couple of these successful one-on-one hangouts where the vibe has clearly shifted, and you re-getting positive signs back from her, she is laughing at your jokes, touching you back, holding eye contact, it's time for the moment of truth. You have to make a move. This is the part that scares most guys, but if you've done all the previous steps correctly, your chances of success are incredibly high. You can't stay in this maybe it's a date limbo forever. At some point, you have to be direct and state your intentions. The best time to do this is at the end of one of your one-on-one hangouts, when the mood is right and you're feeling a strong connection. So how do you do it? You don't need a big dramatic speech. In fact, that's usually a bad idea. Keep it simple, direct, and confident. Look her in the eyes, maybe take her hand and say something like, "Hey, I've had a really great time with you tonight. To be honest, I've really enjoyed spending time with you lately, and I have to admit, I'm starting to see you as more than just a friend. I'm attracted to you, and I'm curious to see if there's something more here between us." Then you stop talking. The silence might feel a bit tense, but it's important. You've put the ball in her court. You've been honest and vulnerable, and now you're giving her the space to respond honestly to analyze. Let's talk about the possible outcomes. Best case scenario, she feels the same way. She might say something like, "I'm so glad you said that. I've been feeling it too." If that happens, congratulations. This is the perfect moment to lean in for a kiss. You've laid all the groundwork, and this is the natural conclusion. But what if she says she's not interested, or she only sees you as a friend? First, do not get angry or defensive. That will only confirm her decision and definitely ruin the friendship. The mature, confident response is to respect her feelings. You can say something like, "Okay, I appreciate your honesty. I value our friendship, so I hope this doesn't make things weird. I had to take my shot." This shows incredible maturity and self-respect. It leaves the door open for the friendship to continue. And honestly, it might even make her reconsider down the line because you handled the rejection so well. The key takeaway here is that turning a friendship into something more is a process of escalation. It's about gradually changing the dynamic from platonic to romantic. You can't just flip a switch. You have to build a new foundation based on attraction, tension, and emotional connection. It requires courage because you are risking the comfort of the current friendship for the possibility of a much deeper connection. But remember, no great reward comes without risk. By following these steps, you are not being deceptive. You are being intentional. You're showing her a different side of yourself, the confident, romantic man, not just the reliable friend. And that's a side of you she deserves to see. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope this guide helps you navigate this tricky but potentially amazing situation. If you found this video helpful, do me a favor and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. And I want to hear from you in the comments. Have you ever been in this situation? How did it turn out? Let's share our stories. Until next time, take care and be bold.